Hey guys, today we're going to look at why the brakes are wobbly when I step on the brakes. The brakes are pretty new, and the pads have a lot of meat on it, so I'm going to just jack the car up, maybe take off the rotors and just inspect underneath and see what's going on, anything worn out, and perhaps get the rotors machined and put some new brakes on and see how we go with that. I'll let it on down the track. When these brakes run out, I'll upgrade it to Audi S3 size rotors so that I get to keep my calipers. All you need is some carriers to support the larger rotors, and it's a sweet little upgrade for not much more money. Alright, so I'm going to just give it a go now, give it a crack. Alrighty, job's done, rotors out, carriers need to come out, mounting bolts. I noticed that there was no grease on the on these bolt things that help retract the pads, so good thing I checked. I'll be taking my Mark 5 to get the rotors machined. Alright, I'll be back soon. Love driving the Mark 5. Alright, on my way to the mechanics to get the rotors machined. I thought it'd be a good time to talk about the plans I have for the Mark 4 GTI. So I've completed all of the exterior mods that I wanted. Took a while to find a black magic Mark 4 Golf GTI, but finally found one. And even before I bought the car, I purchased some exterior mods already, one of which is the just like the added lip, or valance, however you call it. It was the John air blade, and that literally connects up to the stock, or you remove the stock lip and you just install it where the stock lip is. It just adds, it makes it look more aggressive. So I had that on my last Mark 4 and I thought, look, I'll change it up. So I got rid of it, sold it to a mate, and went and bought a genuine, which is kind of rare now in Australia to find, genuine R32 front bumper from the Mark 4, and I had that repainted professionally to match the car. Yeah, along with that I had purchased the 25th anniversary side skirts, which I love. It's very subtle, but adds a character to the car. Along with that, I actually got lucky with this one because there's not a lot of rear lips or rear bumper, rear bar options in Australia at all. So when one came up for sale in the Mark 4 Australia group, I wasn't that quick, but I went to purchase it as soon as I could and had it shipped all the way from South Australia. And that, along with the R32 rear spoiler, pardon me, along with the R32 rear spoiler, and something that I like, but not everybody likes, obviously, but the OEM VW roof racks. I think it looks kind of sick on the car and adds again character. Plus, I've always had a roof box for all my other cars anyway. So when we go on trips, we fill it up with all the stuff we need for the kids. So that's all done. In terms of the interior, again I got lucky with finding a set of red Recaros, genuine Recaro seats made for the Mark 4 Golfs. I don't know if it was an import or a custom made one, but snapped it up again. I drove 3 hours to go get it, got a fine along the way, and in the end it was still worth it for me. Another thing, and that came with the door cards, red leather door cards. Alright, just dropped off the rotors, or the discs, whatever you want to call it. Good guys here at Raz Tires. Where was I? Yeah, so the interior trim is pretty much done. I'm just waiting for look if I can find a Mark 4 R32 tires. Oh, not tires, sorry, steering wheel. That'd be great. That'll be the dream, actually. I know a guy who's got one for sale, but it's a bit pricey. What else? The gear shifter. Grab one that suits the red and black interior, and fix up the sunroof shade and the sun visor, and that should be good to go. The other thing I wanted to do with the exterior was to get the either projector headlights from a decent quality from somewhere, either eBay or wherever, or if I can get my hands on a set of genuine R32 again, xenon headlights, again that will be the dream, but they're pretty rare here in Australia. as they only came out with 200 examples. Onto the engine. Got some plans for it. Nothing too crazy. Like I'm not gonna build the motor, whack in a big turbo or anything like that. But I will upgrade the turbo because in Australia they came out with the little small, tiny little KO3, which was good for not even 200 horsepower. What's that? 130 kilowatts at the fly. Maybe 140 pushing it at the fly if you had all the mods, which is okay, but it's not what you want. Well, it's not what I want anyway. So I'm going to upgrade it to the slightly larger and more free-flowing KO3 052 or 053, depending on if you have the muffler, and it'll allow you to flow more air into the engine, which will result in, if you tune it properly with intercooler, downpipe, intake, that type of thing, you'll get at 170, maybe 180 if you push it all the way to 24, 25 psi with a great tune. And that'll be a good daily. Planning to drive it around as a daily driver. But yeah, so I'll get the turbo upgraded along with the downpipe, and I'll get a sports cat welded on because I want to help the environment where I can. Get silicon hoses everywhere for the boost and the inlet and the tip, and maybe try and find myself a stock airbox. My car didn't come with one, unfortunately, which sucks. Not a huge fan of the hot air being sucked into the turbo. I know it runs through the intercooler anyway, but I don't like that look in the engine bay. I like the OEM Plus look if I can, wherever I can. And along with the power upgrades, I'll upgrade the brakes to S3 size or Bora VR6 size, front and rears, mainly fronts. I'll get the rotors upgraded to 312 millimeters, and I'll get to retain the stock calipers on the GTI because they're good enough to stop the car. So those are the plans so far, and I really enjoy working on the Mark IVs. One of the best platforms for me to work on. Or I started learning on the Mark IV Golf, and a mate that lives really close to me, Mike, actually introduced me to working on the engines, and ever since then I've just fallen in love with working on Volkswagen Golf cars in particular. Just so easy to work on once you have all the tools and some basic knowledge and able to follow instructions. For someone like me, that's a complete noob, you guys will be able to do it too once you start collecting the European car tools, like your Allen bolt sets, triple square or spline set tools, all of the odd number socket sizes, 13mm, 15mm, 17mm, 19mm, completely different to JDM Japanese cars. But once you get your hands on all of that, something decent, something basic, you'll be able to start working on your car too. Right, that's it for me. Back to the installing the rotors. Righto, so back again with the rotors. It's all machined, and as I suspected, one rotor was warped, so got machined down to be flat again, and I suspect these shitty pads had something to do with it, so I'm going to bin it. And yeah, just putting the brakes on again is going to be just reverse of taking it out. So here we go. Alright, so that's it for the video. I just came back from bedding in the new brakes to the rotors. So just make sure you drive it, warm it up, warm up the rotors by braking gently at like 40-50 kilometers. Just tap on it every now and then, maybe tap on it 8-10 times, warm it up, then go for a drive, get it up to 80 kilometers and just brake on it hard 4 or 5 times down to like 20 k's. Try not to stop, keep driving, do it again. Like I said, repeat the steps 4 to 6 times, and then drive around, let it cool down, and that's pretty much it. That's the way I've always done it, and it's always turned out great. The only reason why these brakes were warped to begin with is because I bought it like that, and the brakes they used were pretty crap, and yeah, there was just no grease in one of the in all the bolts, so yeah, not ideal, but should be better now. Alright, thanks for watching. Cheers.